Hello everyone, I'm Woman International Master Knarik and I'm using the chesswithknarik.com website to record this video. In this video, I want to show you a miniature. It's a short game where if our opponent plays a wrong move, we will win in a very fast way. And let's see. And it goes pawn to e4, pawn to e5, okay, and knight to f3. Here we're attacking the pawn that's on e5, of course. And it's very wrong if black plays the pawn to f6. In general, pushing the f pawn early in the game, it weakens the diagonal, the h5, e8 diagonal, and white can create a very fast attack. Same thing, if white is moving the f pawn early, they should be careful about the h4, e1 diagonal. And here, the attack starts right away. We can just sacrifice our knight right away. We just got a pawn, right? So black captures our knight. And here, right away, we take advantage of this diagonal and we move our queen to h5 with a check. And here, there are two options. Black has pawn to g6 and black has king to e7. Well, pawn to g6, it's a fast win because when we capture the pawn on e5, it is a fork, it's a check, and we're also attacking the rook on h8. So going back, let's look at king to e7. Here, second option for black, and the only other option is king to e7. Again, we can capture on e5 with a check. King moving to f7 is the only move. Here, we can check. Of course, if black is pushing the pawn, we can capture that and it's still a check, still attacking the king. So black moves the king to g6. Here, we attack the king with queen to f5, check another time. King moves to h6. Here, we need to try to always attack with new pieces, always bring new pieces to the attack so that our attack is successful. I can't keep on checking with my queen and expect to checkmate only with my queen. So there we go. Here we can play pawn to d3 or pawn to d4. That's a discovered check. Of course, blocking with a queen is horrible because we can just capture and checkmate in one move. So pawn to g5 would be the only other move. And here again, let's try to bring new pieces to the attack. And a very good move would be pawn to h4 and putting pressure on the g5 pawn, which is pinned already. And here, let's see different moves for black, maybe knight moving to attack our queen, maybe the bishop trying to defend the pawn on g5. But in any case, we can just capture with a double check. The king has only one move, which is to g7. And here we can already checkmate in one move, and that is queen to f7. Now, you might say that this might not happen a lot in our games. Our opponent might not play on the second move, pawn to f6. But actually, I remembered about telling you about this miniature because this happened in our tournament on Sunday. We had a webinar on Sunday, and in our tournament, one of the players, of course, it's a beginner level game and a beginner level trap to see. One of our players here with the white pieces actually played a pawn to d4 and played almost the same miniature, even a better version of the same miniature here because the opponent played pawn to f6 and white captured right away. First of all, they didn't need to sacrifice the knight to open up let's say this diagonal here, and then black captured, and right away the queen moved to h5 just like we had a while ago in our miniature. Here, okay, the pawn wasn't pushed because again there is this capture. Instead, king to e7 was played. Then white captured with a check. Only move was king to f7 again, just like before. White checked again. Here, okay, pawn to d5 was not played, but even if it was played, it was still very good for white. It's almost the same. The black king moved away, and this was even better because here, just in one move already, white checkmated from f5 right away because in this in this line that white played with a pawn to d4 to start with, the diagonal of the c1 bishop is open, and the checkmate was much faster. We didn't have to continue to play like in the miniature that I showed. So just this is just a warning for all the beginners. First of all, when we're starting the beginning of the game, not to push the f pawn very easily. If we don't really have to, and we haven't really calculated well that there is no trouble that we're gonna have on the h5 e8 diagonal. And also, if our opponent moves that pawn early in the game, to make sure that we try to take advantage of it and try to find ways to attack the king using this diagonal h5 e8 diagonal.